Hey everyone, Perksprisoner here. So, I am re-recording a previous tutorial on how to set up Don't Starve. I wanted to try out the new audio settings I have and the audio devices I have, see how my recording fares versus what it was, and also because the last time I did this it was embarrassing. And so I am going to redo the tutorial. So, when you are setting this up, you will push the start button and you will go to Documents. In Documents, you will find a folder that says KLEI, K-L-E-I. You'll click in this folder and there should only be one folder in there. It says Do Not Starve. You'll go in here and you should see the folder Save, Log, and Settings. You can see this on the screen as well. You'll right click on Settings and you'll open with Notepad. Now, about the third or fourth line here, you'll find that it says Enable Console False. We're going to be changing this to True. You go to File, Save As, or excuse me, not Save As, Save, because if you save as, that's going to allow you to save a secondary document, which could cause troubles in the game loading. Now, you don't have to back this up, because the fact that it's not a major file edit and it's a minor file edit, it's not going to cause you any problems if you mess it up, other than the game won't start. You just go back in where you made your edits and you correct any mistakes you made. Meanwhile, we're going to close this and we're going to close this, and I'm going to open Steam. Okay, so now that you have this loaded up, and by the way, there's going to be a small chunk that was cut out because I accidentally displayed my product serial key. So I had to cut that out because that is mine and I paid for it and you can't have it. Anyways, so now since we have activated that, we're going to go into play. And I'm going to use a file I have already started playing. It's only because it's quicker. It has nothing to do with any other changes or any other modifications that are done to the game itself. Okay, so now that we're here, the first thing I want to introduce to you is the most important. So what you'll find is that right here, the health is down to 74, the sanity's the 186, and you're hungry. Now, here's the thing: there is a command line console that allows you, or not console, but command line that allows you to edit the ability to go get hungry. Unfortunately, I can never make it work. So, we're just going to focus on the things I know I can show you are going to work. So the first thing is, let's focus on hunger. Right? So that's going to be get player, both words starting with a capital letter. You'll open a parenthesis, close it, a period, components. Make sure you add that S there. It's all too easy to go without it. Then you're going to type health, colon, and you're going to write set max health. Each word starting with a capital letter, but all one solid word with no spaces. This is also referred to as camel case to an extent, because camel case is actually smaller letters in the first word and a capital letter in the second word, yada yada yada. Anyways, so max health is 200, but I'm a little bit adventurous in this manner, so instead of 200, I'm going to bump it up to, let's say 200,000, 2 million. Okay. Now you'll see that there's no actual change right here. It's still 74. The reason for this is because you have to eat something or create a change in your health. Now you'll see that it's fully filled and currently holds a value greater than 200. We will be doing this again. By the way, the up arrow on your keyboard is what is going to give you the ability to recall a command that you have already entered. It makes it quicker instead of typing all that out. So if you're using the same one as we used before, it's going to have you remove health in both instances, and where the lowercase health was, we're going to type sanity. I'm going to leave the value there because I like things that are symmetrical. So I am going to leave that as is. This is instantaneous though. You'll notice that as soon as I push enter, it will go back into the gameplay, and it's going to show 2 million sanity instantaneously. Just like that. So, let's talk about items for a moment. So there's a few different debug spawns that you could use, but my favorite one to use is C_spawn. And you'll open the parentheses, open quote, and let's say you need food, because it's usually what I use it for. If I'm getting ready to die, I can't find food. I did this when I first started playing. I was 24, I repeat, 24 days in, and I died because I couldn't find no more food. I had completely extinguished all my resources, and I didn't really know what I'm supposed to do in the game. So, moving forward. So wherever your mouse pointer happens to be, so mine's going to be nearby, so that way it's a little bit of ease of access. Wherever that pointer is, whatever you have spawning is going to show up at that point as such. Right? So if you need to spawn multiples of something, we're going to push the up arrow to recall, and right after the close quote, we're going to put a comma and the number. So I think 8's plenty because I've already got 4. It's more than enough to keep my starvation good to go for a while. The meat will probably go bad before I even use it. So anyhow, so we'll spawn it, and you can see there it should say 12 at a minimum 11. 12 on the dot. Now keep in mind, not everything is going to spawn using its name. So cooked meat, it's one of those minor elements that is what it is. You can do this, I believe, with just about anything as far as food goes and tools, right? But let's talk about some weapons, right? So we have the dark sword. The dark sword is a very powerful weapon. It's very expensive to make, but when you go to spawn it is not called the dark sword, it is called the night sword. As you can see there, they're not the same name. And that's because when they use it for reference, sometimes they want to change the name of the item, but they've already got all their code written, and they don't want to change the name of the code or all the different instances in the code. There's a whole bunch of reasons. It doesn't matter to you why it's like that. The only thing that matters is that you have the right input in order for you to get what you're after. So this goes with a lot of things. You can spawn with just simply typing in what it's called tent. I don't need a campfire here. And let's see. So what would be good? Well, like here's another good example. Okay, so the science lab. You find that underneath the science tab right here, or science machine, excuse me. You find that here. So now what do you think it's called? I'll give you a hint. It's definitely not science lab. It is actually a research lab. Now you can use research lab or research lab 1. I don't see why I should punch extra keys, so I'm going to leave it there. Now if you happen to look up the command console identifier names for this, you will find that there's these ones that say things like research lab _ placer. Do not, I repeat, do not use these. I will show you why. So if you use these, it will put that same exact item right here at the pointer. But you can see it doesn't move, it doesn't work, it's useless. This is how it should work, right? When you walk up to it. You can also notice there's a difference in pigment. Now, coincidentally, the next part of it is rather easy. So, research lab, and then research lab 2, and, whoops, my apologies, and research lab 3. I don't think there's any other research labs. Daggone. Those keys are really close together. Oh, as I was, there is another research lab. I am just learning this, matter of fact. I wonder how high they're going. Research lab 5? Nope. Okay, so you have 4 research labs. I have no idea what this one does, but evidently it's some cool stuff. By the way, Control L, I have to use the left control on my keyboard to get this to drop. You can actually make it show up or go away. And that's pretty much it for the most part. I do want to point out something I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, and that is there is a sign. I honestly forget what it is called. It is below the escape key and to the left of the 1 that is on the left hand side of your keyboard and not at the notepad or the keypad, excuse me. And I am just going to enlighten you here with a quick moment. You can also spawn in animals if you need to. I think maybe yes. So you can spawn in animals from other DLCs you have downloaded. Okay, and let's see. I don't know. Let's try a pig. Nope. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So until next time, have a good one.